this video, I'm taking a look at this remarkable 1977 Mitsubishi Lancer rally car. So this is exciting for me because I don't see Mitsubishi Lancers at all really. They are so rare in the UK. I know Mitsubishi UK has a very early one which I've seen at shows, but yeah, I'm just not used to seeing them in the metal. So this is something of a novelty, but it's an active rally car. As you can see, it's got all the stickers from various rallies it's attended. We've got Yoda on the boot lid for the psychologist. We've got a doctor who looks after this car as well. It has the number plate Lil Evo, and it's been owned since the early 2000s. It has won the New Zealand Classic Rally Championship in 2009. It has covered a remarkable distance. If we head in, when this car was built as a rally car, the speedometer was reset, so it's on 47,000 kilometers, and that's what it's done since becoming a rally car. Oh, I like the little trailer light down here for oil and charge. So yeah, it's very functional in here. Not very much of the original interior remains, apart from the cracking vinyl door cards. And that's here we've got full competition bucket seats, huge fire extinguisher, yeah, there's the 5-speed gearbox. You're going to focus on that, or are you going to get glared out completely? There you go. And conventional handbrake. But in terms of modifications to the car itself, not an awful lot going on. It's got a limited slip differential. It's got an extra leaf each side on the rear suspension, simple leaf, and it's got slightly beefed up struts here at the front. So McPherson strut, front suspension, leaf spring rear. But a very characterful car, if slightly dated perhaps by the later 1970s. But Mitsubishi would then move on to the seriously square models in the 1980s, the first turbocharged models, and really started making a name for themselves. But yeah, it is a good indication of where Mitsubishi really started. There had been Colt models and K cars before this, but Mitsubishi's assault on the world kind of began with the Lancer. So I think we should probably take a peek under the bonnet. Under the bonnet we see the original colour of this car, this amazing metallic blue, and we can also see rider plates on the back, but this was an Australian built car. It was built by Chrysler Australia under licence from Mitsubishi Motors. As you can see, McPherson strut, front suspension. We've got steering box, so it's not rack and pinion, the good old steering box. And we've got the 1600 cc engine with these fantastic twin Delautos on. Would have had Mikuni downdraft carburetors originally, but they're allowed different carburetors. So they've got those going on. We've got a spare fuel pump down here, so it's still on the mechanical pump, but there's a spare here, spare coil. The battery has been moved to the boot, and we've got some relays in case they need to run extra lights down here. But yeah, also oh so simple really. It's just a sweet looking little engine. So the oil filter down there beneath the alternator, still got the fan for cooling, no electric fan by the look of it, but there is a transmission cooler perhaps. Yeah, a nice 4-branch manifold, but generally it's fairly stock in here. You'll notice there's a bracket to hold the oil filler on, because the last thing you want when you're driving along is that to happen. He was telling us he did lose one engine when he got it on 2 wheels, landed hard, and the sump pan actually pushed up into the bottom of the engine and it snapped the crankshaft. But apparently they still covered 3 kilometers to get to the end of that stage with a snapped crankshaft. So this is hardy engineering right here. And you know, Mitsubishi joined in with everyone else going to East African safari rallies and that sort of thing in the 70s as a chance to really prove how robust their cars were. But yeah, fantastic. I like this car a lot. Right, I've come inside for a closer look around, and we've got this lovely dainty little indicator stroke wiper stalk. So you twist for the various speeds. Is it a push in, do you think, for a wash, or is it a separate thing? I don't know how that operates. We might find out in a moment. Or is it a button on the end? It's a button on the end. There we go. Important questions answered. We've got the bonnet release down there, but that's rather redundant. Now we've got bonnet pin hinge pins. But yeah, this dashboard is out of a different model, so it handily comes with the oil pressure, amps, water temperature and fuel. But because this is a rally machine, those are replicated over here. So when Helen's co-driving, she can keep an eye on the levels as well, because when you're driving, you're kind of a bit, you're a bit focused. And yeah, various lights to warn if stuff's open and which lights are on. And this trip computer, very necessary for the rallying, so you can keep an eye on your distances. A big battery cutoff. Looks like an original light switch. Looks like a separate wiper switch as well. So that's the end of an indicator stalk. I wonder if that's just, yeah, if that's so Helen can operate the wipers. That's quite exciting. 2 wiper switches. But yeah, I mean, these buckets are rather firm and hold you in place. You know, considerable strappage going on. There's just a bit of a luggage net in the back. Apparently Helen is prone to giving lollies to marshals along the way as they stop at time checks and stuff, so maybe that's where the lollies go. But yeah, it's a nice comfortable driving position. Let's try this gearbox. There we go. Yeah, feels good. Apparently this car's last outing was in a hill climb championship with a different driver, and he managed to come 4th on the gravel and 7th on the tarmac apparently, which is pretty good going because it isn't the most powerful engine going on here. Right, I think I can't resist the moment any longer. I want to see these wipers in action, so let's try washers. Oh, there we go. And wiper. Oh, look at that. I'd say the washers aren't the most powerful, and maybe the wipers aren't the best either, and we got Triangle of Doom going on. This doesn't seem ideal for a rally car, but I will take in the wipers. These look like the original Tricos. I imagine they've been re-rubbered a couple of times, but you'll notice they've got the 2 bars going on, and these wipers were developed initially for cars like the Lamborghini Miura. I think that's the chap who looks after Harry's Garage cars was talking about Lamborghini Miuras in a video fairly recently, and he said these wipers were developed specially to try and avoid lift at speed. That's what the 2 bars are about. Presumably there's a bit of aerodynamic resistance, create a bit of downforce maybe, whereas the earlier type would just lift off the screen. So that's quite intriguing. You can see they've got the oil and charge lights on now, and we'll turn that off again. But yeah, it's an interesting motor vehicle. I suggest we try and find out what it's like on the road. Right, we've got her nicely warmed up. Let's see how she goes. Oh, well, I would say. Wow, Mount Taranaki in the distance as we take this Mitsubishi Lancer rally car for a drive. It's very loud, but the gear change is wonderful. Which is more than could be said for the brakes. The brakes are not great. Ride isn't too bad. It's a little on the firm side perhaps, but given we got simple leaf springs at the back, I don't think that can be too bad at all. That noise, oh, gotta love a pair of Delatos. That's the end of the road. Oh, this thing is fun. I mean, sure, you could have an Evo based rally car rather than this Lil Evo, but oh wow. Yeah, the limited slip diff definitely helps. Brakes respond well to a pump. Oh, this is hilarious. So characterful, such noise. I love that cars like this still go rallying, and with some success as well. This is a classic rally winner. Ah. So we're now with Mike, who owns and races this car. And this is how he drives it. Oh yeah, she's quick. Blimey. Yeah, I'm just remembering how the brakes feel. They're slightly soft, I think, the brakes.
Oh, yeah, they are soft, yeah.
Wow. So how long have you been racing this car now?
1977 I started playing motorsport and rallies.
Wow. Which is when this car was made?
This car was made in 1977.
Yeah.
But I have been, we've had this car on the road since 2006.
Wow. Oh, we're even going to do a gravel section. Oh yeah, this is moving around a bit. Do you have any idea how much power it's putting out?
I think it puts about 93 horsepower. 93
horsepower. Who thought 93 horsepower could be this much fun? So there you go, once more I have proved that you can have an awful lot of fun with not very much power, about 93 brake horse, and it's hilarious, and it's quite windy. My cable is blowing around, but it has been a magical experience. So yeah, there you go, that was the 1977 Mitsubishi Lancer rally car. I should say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can head to hubnut.org where you'll find support options and you can buy lovely merchandise, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell.